very quickly, do you have any benchmarks for what are good benchmarks for the sales contribution from media versus baseline contribution? My experience has been roughly around 20 to 30% is media, whereas the rest is baseline. But that's specific. I understand it depends for e-commerce, D2C depends, but do you have any benchmarks that we can thumb
I'll give you
rules?
the 30-second answer, and then there's a whole class where we kind of talk about this. The 30-second answer is that we do have benchmarks for multipliers. Okay, in fact, industry benchmarks for multipliers. If you guys all sort of end up sticking around with the class, you'll have access to the M Squared platform where you can upload data, apply M Squared benchmark multipliers, and see how in all these channels incremental contribution to your businesses. You can do that. Okay, that's one. Now, there's a separate question you're asking. There's a very sort of important question, Vivek, that you're positing for the class, which is, what should you expect the incremental contribution of marketing and media to a business? The way to think about that is that for smaller businesses, emerging businesses, typically media will play a much bigger role to the growth and therefore to the contribution of the business. So if you're a small e-commerce brand, $20 million in revenue, you are expecting, especially for new customer acquisition, 80-90% of your new customers are acquired through media. All right. On the other side, imagine you are T-Mobile, for example, Danny, or Verizon, or American Express, and whatnot. No more than 3% of the business will be incremental to media, but they are everywhere. It's a $100 billion business. Some like a Amex would be. 3% is still $3 billion, right? So it's still a very meaningful contribution, but 97% of the business will be driven by other factors, right? Overall, economic factors and macroeconomic factors and whatnot. So having that anchor in mind while you're looking at the data might be incredibly valuable, right? In fact, that's a big part of what we advocate as well. Like, for example, when you're looking at your business, Vivek, you'd be like, new versus returning. What is my new customer acquisition? I expect media to play a big role in it. And when I give you an MMM report and you look at that and be like, dude, you're telling me only 30% of my business is incremental to media on new customer acquisition, I don't buy that at all. I might buy that on the returning customer side because I have already sold to them and they're in my customer base and send them email. So I can probably buy that, but not so much on new. But having that incoming sort of intuition about your business can be a huge game changer for how well you can interpret all these readouts coming out of advanced attribution.
That's very helpful. Thank you.